The MonsterVerse has shown us, over the years, titanic creatures that defy human comprehension. From the mighty Godzilla to the fierce Kong, each titan has proven their power in colossal battles that have shaken the earth. But what if there existed a creature so powerful that not even the two greatest titans in history could defeat it? A titan resurrected from the shadows, stronger than any other, with power that defies all logic and a presence so terrifying it could change the fate of the MonsterVerse forever. The most unsettling part? This monster, although not officially introduced into the canon, has solid foundations in MonsterVerse lore and certain alternate stories. The possibility of something like this appearing in a future film is entirely real. Before we dive into the details of this unbeatable creature, I want to ask you a question. Who do you think is the strongest titan in the entire MonsterVerse? Drop your answer in the comments, because at the end of the video, we'll highlight some of the most interesting responses. Now, get ready to meet the ultimate predator of the MonsterVerse. The resurrection of a legendary titan. Since the first humans walked the Earth, titans have been the dominant forces on the planet. In the past, the Skullcrawlers were among the deadliest species to inhabit Skull Island, creatures designed to hunt and exterminate without mercy. For a long time, it was believed that Kong had eradicated these beings in his fight for control of the island. But there was one specimen that stood out above the rest: the Skull Devil. In the events of Kong Skull Island, we saw how this beast was defeated by a young Kong. However, in an alternate story, a group of scientists obsessed with Titan biotechnology achieved the unthinkable. Years after its death, the remains of the Skull Devil were recovered by a secret organization that had been experimenting with Titan DNA. It wasn't Monarch or Apex, but a far more mysterious faction, whose purpose was to create the ultimate Titan. Thanks to access to a substance similar to the Lazarus Pits, a mysterious liquid with near-miraculous regenerative properties, the scientists achieved what no one thought possible. They brought the Skull Devil back to life. But something went wrong in the process. The resurrected creature was no longer the same Skull Devil that Kong had faced in the past. Something in its DNA had mutated. Something had turned it into an aberration. Stronger, larger, and smarter than any other creature in the MonsterVerse. The new form of the Skull Devil, the Titan Devourer. The scientists called it the Titan Devourer. And it didn't take long for them to realize they had made a fatal mistake by bringing it back. The resurrection process didn't just bring it back to life, it transformed it into a superior predator, with abilities never before seen in a skullcrawler. To understand its power, let's break down its new characteristics. Colossal height. The original Skull Devil stood about 95 meters tall, but after its resurrection, its size doubled, reaching 180 meters, towering over any known titan. Enormous length. Its body stretched over 600 meters, making it one of the largest creatures ever recorded. Reinforced skin and bones. Its biology had completely changed. Its skin was now covered by an organic titanium exoskeleton, a natural armor that made it resistant to even the most destructive attacks, including Godzilla's atomic breath. Devastating sonic roar. It had a roar so powerful it could generate shockwaves capable of toppling buildings and stunning any creature within a 10-kilometer radius. Accelerated regeneration. Its most terrifying ability was its capacity to regenerate at an astonishing speed, rendering it nearly immortal. This wasn't just an upgraded Skull Devil. It was a new species of Titan, a monster engineered to destroy. The final battle. Not even Godzilla or Kong can stop it. The darkest moment in MonsterVerse history was about to unfold. From the most inhospitable depths of the hollow earth, a massive tremor shook the surface. Mountains collapsed, enormous fissures split the ground, and a bone-chilling roar echoed for miles. The Titan Devourer had awakened. At that moment, Kong, the undisputed ruler of the hollow earth, felt the danger before he saw it. His survival instinct screamed at him to flee, but Kong wasn't a creature to back away from a fight. With his axe in hand, he prepared to face the threat, unaware that he was about to fight the worst battle of his life. The first attack was brutal. The monstrous creature lunged at Kong with surprising speed for its size, using its tail like a colossal whip that struck the ape titan directly in the chest, launching him hundreds of meters away. Kong crashed into a massive rock formation, completely shattering it from the force of the impact. He barely had time to get up before the Titan Devourer was already on top of him again. Kong tried to counterattack with his axe, landing a direct blow to the creature's head. However, the legendary weapon, the same one that had absorbed Godzilla's energy in the past, was split in two, with a single bite from the monster's jaws. For the first time, Kong felt fear. The Titan Devourer caught him with its massive tail, wrapping it around his torso like a snake and squeezing with a force that made his bones crack. Kong roared in pain, pounding his fists against the creature's reinforced skin, but it was useless. With terrifying ease, the monster lifted him into the air and slammed him into the ground repeatedly, like a rag doll. The battle, if it could even be called that, was over in a matter of minutes. But this was only the beginning. From the ocean, hundreds of kilometers away, a colossal presence felt the imbalance in nature. Godzilla, the king of the monsters, emerged from the water with a deafening roar. His instincts told him something was very wrong, and when he reached the place where Kong lay wounded, he knew this enemy was unlike any other. Without hesitation, Godzilla gathered his energy and unleashed his atomic breath at full power, a surge of pure force capable of vaporizing entire structures in seconds. The beam of blue light tore through the air and struck the Titan Devourer head-on. But what happened next left everyone stunned. The monster's skin glowed with a reddish hue as it absorbed the energy of the attack. Within seconds, the power was redirected and fired back at twice the strength. Godzilla barely had time to react before the explosion hit him squarely, sending him flying several kilometers and leaving him gravely injured. The Titan Devourer had just turned Godzilla's most powerful weapon into his own advantage. The battle had become a massacre. The titans of the MonsterVerse, one by one, tried to stop the devastation. Rodan soared through the skies and attacked ferociously, only to be swatted down with a single tail strike. Mothra, in a desperate attempt to help, unleashed her divine radiance. But her light had no effect on the monster. Even Mechagodzilla, the most advanced machine ever created by humanity, joined the fight with all its weaponry, only to be torn in half by the Titan's jaws. The MonsterVerse stood on the brink of extinction. The Titan Devourer wasn't just a threat, it was the end of the Age of Titans. How could this creature be defeated? Humanity watched in horror as the monster laid waste to everything in its path. Nuclear weapons were useless, the most powerful titans had fallen, and with each passing second, the Titan Devourer grew stronger. If a monster like this existed in the MonsterVerse, how could it be stopped? Some scientists theorized that the key to defeating it lay within its very mutation. Its energy absorption ability made it immune to Titan attacks, but what if it could be overloaded? If Godzilla, Kong, and the remaining Titans could coordinate a simultaneous attack with a massive enough amount of energy, perhaps the creature wouldn't be able to handle the overload and would collapse under its own power. However, this was only a theory. Another, far more terrifying possibility was that the only way to defeat the Titan Devourer was not with a combined attack, but with another Titan even more powerful. Legends spoke of an entity hidden deep within the hollow earth, an ancient Titan that had never been awakened because its power was too great, even by Godzilla's standards. A being so colossal that its very existence could mean the end of the world. Its name was Brahma, the Sleeping Titan. Some believed this creature was the only being strong enough to stand against the Titan Devourer. However, awakening it could bring unimaginable consequences. The dilemma was clear. Was it worth unleashing a greater evil to stop another? The fate of the MonsterVerse hung in the balance. Humanity had to choose between extinction or risking everything in one final battle. But the question still lingers. Would it be enough? And more importantly, is the Titan Devourer truly the worst threat we've ever seen? Or is something even more dangerous lurking in the shadows? Tell me in the comments how you think this creature could be defeated. If your theory is interesting enough, we'll feature it in an upcoming video. If you're passionate about the MonsterVerse and want to learn more about the most powerful titans, subscribe right now and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Because in our next episode, we'll reveal the only titan that might stand a chance against the Titan Devourer. And it's not Godzilla. You don't want to miss it.